Oh yes, the Golf R. This is the 2017 Mark 7. Should you get one? Let's find out. Right, I'm excited about this one, a Golf R, and this is Sean, and this is your car. So when did you buy this one?
We've had it just under 2 years now.
Okay.
And it's just been the most amazing car. You know, sometimes you get used to a car and it's just this, every time you get in this, it's like you've just owned it again.
And this is the 2017, which is one of the last 2017 models,
Yeah,
is that
just
right?
before it changed to the 7.5. This was one of the final 2017 models, so it's just got a few extra bits on as well. Just probably trying to get them out of the factory.
And there are many people that think that this is pretty much the best mark for the Golf R, the 7.5.
I'm not really a fan of the 8, and I'm not just saying that because I haven't got one, but I've sat in one, I've driven one, and I was glad to get back in this.
That's interesting. Okay, so what were the differences in terms of the driving experience? And
just, you know, sometimes they overthink cars, they put too much in them, and this is a lot more basic. This hasn't got the digital dashboard. This has got the original one, which I like. It's very easy to operate everything in this, but with the Mark 8 and a lot of new cars with all the digital technology, you need to press 6 buttons to get the aircon to work, and this is just so simple.
Yeah, I mean, they've had quite a bit of grief, I think, for some of those haptic controls with air conditioning and everything else. And this is back to the original dials, isn't it?
As it was, you know.
Buttons. Which
Loads of buttons.
Always nice to see. So what else was on your radar when you were considering this car then? Did you have a bit of a short list?
No,
it
was this.
Dead certain.
Yeah, we looked at an S3, an Audi. And it was nice, obviously, very nice car, but there's always been something about the R since they came out, really, that just wanted to get on.
And how does this fit into your life, your family life?
Very expensive,
right,
to run.
Okay.
It's one of those that you have to sacrifice various things, really. Not that we sacrifice eating or anything like that.
Not yet.
No, not yet. But, you know, it is expensive, there's no question. You can easily put, sometimes if you be a bit heavy on the throttle, £20 a day, quite easy.
Really? Okay. Yeah. And what kind of distances are you doing with that?
That's just probably going to the school and back.
Wow.
It can be that expensive.
And what kind of miles per gallon are you looking at then?
Around town, 19, 20. If you go a bit further, sometimes you can get 35 to 38.
Okay.
But that's not bad.
Yeah.
But you can easily lose that very quickly with a little bit of acceleration. It's a thirsty beast, there's no question.
And do you feel like it's worth that?
Yeah.
In terms of those moments where you actually do get to,
just the takeoff and just the comfort as well. You know, it's 4-wheel drive. You feel very safe in it. It corners immaculately. It's just like a go-kart for a car this size. It's not a little Clio or a Polo, but it feels like it when you're driving it. It's just got a lot of room inside, and as I said at the start, you just never get bored of driving it.
Right.
Never.
So worth any sacrifices that you're making.
Yeah. We sometimes sit there, and me and my wife, and we go, we can't really afford it some weeks. Some months we go, oh, it's taking a lot of our money up. But then we drive it and it's fine.
It's all okay. I think I'd be like that as well. I mean, it is just a classic, isn't it? The Golf R.
It really is.
There's a dog coming to say hello.
Oh, they'll go on the field, I think.
Yeah, it's a real classic, isn't it? And this particular model, I think, is as well.
Yeah, especially this Mark. Just there's a lot of people who still think Golfs are boring, and maybe they are, but they need to drive this and then they'll realise this one, and I would imagine the GTI certainly isn't boring.
Yeah, just a totally different beast, isn't it? So in terms of reliability and maintenance, how have you found that over the last couple of years?
Yeah, we've had no issues with it whatsoever at all. Servicing, if you go to the main dealer, can be expensive, obviously. But we've used Volkswagen specialists instead of the main dealers.
Okay.
It's literally half the price.
Wow, okay.
You need to do that, obviously. Car like this, you can't just miss services, etc. But yeah, we've been surprised actually just how sort of with parts, I'm talking brakes and the standard stuff, how sort of fairly average priced it is really.
Okay. And so in that 2 years, you've had what, a couple of services?
Yeah, a couple of services. We've had an interim one, which was the local garage just up the road, was 170 quid, basically an oil change and a filter change. And then the bigger one we had recently, that was 375. Go to a main dealer, you're talking 500 for that.
Right. As you say, that's quite comparable to
yeah,
a normal car, as it were. That's good to hear. And no other issues with it whatsoever.
Never had an issue. If I was to pick at it a little bit, the headlights aren't very good.
Right.
They're not bright. They're not LEDs. They're the old Xenon types.
Okay.
So in the pitch black, you can't really see much further up the road than you would do if it was just normal bulbs, really. And there's a lot of lag on the turbo as well, which is quite normal for cars like this because it's an automatic.
Yeah.
And you can hear it wind up ready to take off.
Right.
And sometimes it just takes so long.
Right. It's okay. Okay. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have expected that.
That again is probably a service for the DSG that's required on that. But it is a common fault. I'm on forums with Golfs and a lot of people talk about that.
And where did you get this from?
Just a local garage. It was just, I don't think we were particularly desperate for one, but
Right.
we drove by this garage on an industrial estate in Chesterfield and we saw it. It just stood out because you don't get many 3-doors. That's another thing with this. You don't get many 3-doors.
Okay.
They're mainly 5-doors. And then it's got Audi wheels on it as well, this particular one.
Right.
And it just, well, wow, we need to have a look at that. So we did.
I like it in white actually as well.
Really nice white.
Yeah. So would you recommend this car? Is this something that you think would be a good choice for many people?
Yeah, if you're a hot hatch fan,
You got to like your driving, I guess, to appreciate this.
Yeah,
haven't you?
and you know it is expensive. There is no question about that. It's not cheap to insure, tax, run in any way, shape, or form.
Is the insurance really quite high? I can't remember which bracket it's in.
It's not out of reach
Yeah.
if you're a little bit older, say over 51.
Okay. You'll get there soon, I'm sure.
I wish. But it's not massively out of range of, other cars.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that we're paying double for what we would for something else. It's definitely not that much.
Okay. Right, shall we have a look inside?
Yes, let's do that.
Looking forward to this. Oh, nice puddle lights.
Yeah, I put the blue bulbs in myself because there's a blue theme with the car.
Oh yeah, there is. This is nice. I suppose there's a few, there's on the seats as well, isn't it? With the R.
There's this strip in the door and also down on the sills that also lights blue when it's dark.
Oh, that's really nice.
So it's a really nice car in the dark.
Comfy seats.
Yeah, good bucket seats.
Do you know, I've got to the age now where it's actually part of my thing, like asking about the seats and how comfy they are. I'm at that stage.
And because it's the R, you get heated seats as well.
See, this is really nice to see, isn't it? Where you've got just everything logical.
Yeah, there's no complicated thing in this car, really.
This was proper ergonomics, wasn't it, this model? And these are still buttons here, aren't they? As well, which is great with the shortcuts. How do you find, if you got sort of relatively up to date with technology, have you got Apple CarPlay? And
this hasn't got Apple CarPlay, but you can get it done. You need a code or something, which costs a lot of money. I'm not that bothered.
How do you generally use it then? Have you got Bluetooth?
Yeah, it's mainly Bluetooth, and I'm a bit old-fashioned. Sometimes I'll listen to the actual radio.
Right. Okay. And you've got nav obviously built in as well.
Yeah,
which is
it's all there.
Handy, and that works okay, does it?
Never fails. I just love the glossy thing they've got going on. It just adds a little bit of quality, doesn't it? And it just everything, it's soft here, and it's just very well built.
It does. It feels really, really solid. Really solid.
There's a lot of room in the car when you're driving it. You've got so much room above and either side.
There's the classic dials.
You get your blue dials as well, so when it's dark you also get those lit up.
And do you get different driving modes on this?
Yes. shall I show you?
Yes, please.
Right. So you get the lovely R thing when it starts.
Yeah,
The attention to detail is magnificent. If you press mode.
Good choice. Virgin
Anthems. There we go. So race is louder on the exhausts because you've got the 4 exhausts out the back. In normal mode, the 2 outer ones, they are open, but if you put it in race mode, it opens all 4, so it just makes it a little bit louder.
Okay, nice. Which mode do you find yourself in the majority of the time?
My wife likes comfort. I like race just because of the noise, but it doesn't drive in sport mode. If I put it on,
Listen to that.
so it will just be in normal mode. You can put it, there's the sport mode here.
Okay.
So if you put it, that's in normal drive, you'll hear the difference if I put it in sport mode.
Yes, please. Oh, yes.
You can hear
yes.
You can hear the extra vibration. So putting it in race doesn't put it in sport mode, it just makes it sound nicer when you're driving.
Which is always good.
So, yeah, for me it's race, wife's comfort.
Okay. Even on a long distance you go with race, would you like a...
Yeah, the MPG is the same, it's just the noise on race. Unless you stick it in S, then you are using a lot more fuel.
Yeah, there you go.
There's not a lot of room. Got the
spare wheel,
the subwoofer thing, and
you got is it an upgraded stereo as well? Is it?
It's got the dyno audio in it.
How do you find that?
Good, actually. Yeah, it's a lot better than the standard. That's for sure.
Yeah, those are the things that make the difference to me now: comfort seats and upgraded stereos.
I've also got it's called an OBD11, which you plug in to the car, and you can just make changes. Just little things like these lights on here right now. That's not standard. When you open the boot, it puts those on.
Okay.
It's just little things you can do with the car that aren't illegal. Just little subtle changes.
So that's what Sean thinks of his 2017 Mark 7 Golf R. Do you have one, and what do you think? Let us know in the comments below, and look out for more owner reviews coming very soon.